Hello and welcome back to Rimworld. In our last episode, our colonists started to produce their own meals. Kim and Meech hunted guinea pigs around the camp while Lucia cooked simple meals with guinea pig meat. And using guinea pig fur, Meech was able to create a bedroll for Kim so that she doesn't sleep on the ground. Finally, we also established the name of our colony, Esora. For this episode, we want all the citizens of Esora to be able to have a bedroll they can call their own. Hopefully, Meech will build bedrolls with better quality compared to the last time. But even before the day starts, we are notified that Lala got sick with the plague. Checking on Lala's health tab, we see that the effects of the plague is minor for now. We've set Lala to be treated with herbal medicine by our doctor, which is Kim, and I hope she tends to Lala as soon as possible. Off camera, I've set the schedules of our colonists. I've assigned their work schedule, recreation schedule, sleep schedule, and meditation schedule. And because Meech is the only one capable of meditating by the animatry, she is the only one with a meditation schedule. Hopefully, this will eventually grow as 20 anima grass to be able to turn Meech into a psycaster. Now, as Lucia takes her breakfast, let's assign more growing zones in our small farm. First, let's take this small patch of fertile land here and tell Lucia to plant corn. Corn is a slow-growing crop, but it will yield more food compared to rice. A bit towards the north, let's plant cotton. Eventually, when we research complex clothing, we'll be able to create our own clothes using cotton. After Meech plays a bit of hoopstone, she goes to Lala to feed her. Because Lala is sick in bed, somebody needs to feed her while she rests. Now that Lala is full, Meech goes straight back to researching basic furniture. Next, Kim goes to her and tends to her with herbal medicine. Checking Lala's health tab, we see that the plague has progressed 11% and Lala's immunity is also 11%. Lala's immunity needs to overtake the progress of the sickness before the sickness reaches 100% or else she'll die. Luckily, animals usually have a faster immunity gain speed compared to people, and with Kim tending to Lala immediately, I think she will be just fine. Checking around the map, we see that a donkey has died. This will be a good influx of meat and leather for Esora, so let's haul this back for Lucia to butcher. Back at our camp, Kim and Lucia are clearing out our farm to grow more crops while Meech heads out to meditate by the anima tree for the first time. Looking at the anima tree, we see that the anima grass progress is slowly going up as Meech meditates beside it. Checking our wood supply, I think we can build a large nature shrine to improve the quality of Meech's meditation. Though this would require a lot of wood, I think Kim will be able to supply 300 units of wood easily. While we check Lala's immunity to the plague, Meech starts hunting a donkey for more meat and leather. Using her trusty bolt action rifle, she hits the donkey several times on the body and on its leg. Because donkeys are larger than guinea pigs, it takes more hits to down this animal. Eventually, Meech kills the donkey. Compared to guinea pigs, this will produce a lot more meat and a lot more leather. And with more leather in hand, we can create bedrolls for Meech and Lucia. Lucia is already cooking simple meals with the first donkey that she butchered, so with the second donkey that Meech is hauling back, I think we'll have enough plain leather to make another bedroll. To improve the chances of getting a better quality bedroll than the last time, let's have Meech construct it outside where it's 100% brightly lit by the sun. After hauling our second donkey, Meech moves a stone chunk aside to start construction on our large nature shrine. A lot more wood needs to be hauled to the construction site before Meech can start building it. With more donkey meat on the menu, Lucia cooks additional simple meals for everyone. And because we need more plain leather for our bedroll, she butchers the second donkey. Hopefully, there's enough plain leather for a third bedroll. Unfortunately, we only have a total of 64 units of plain leather, so Meech can only make one bedroll. And with the sun already setting, Meech goes straight into constructing our second bedroll. With a bit of luck, she'll be able to finish it before it gets dark. Nicely done! Meech constructed our second bedroll and it's of normal quality. And I think because Meech also hunts food for us, she deserves to get our second bedroll. Since we only have 24 units of plain leather left, let's hunt another donkey to build Lucia her own bedroll. Later in the evening, Kim continues chopping down trees for our large nature shrine while Meech hunts another donkey. She missed the first shot but second time's the charm. Meech hits it on its stomach and another one on its head. This constant hunting levels up her shooting skill to level 9. And with one more blow to the donkey's body, Meech bags another animal for Esora. Checking the caves north of the animatry, we see that the Agarilux is ready to harvest, though I'm not quite sure if it's safe to cook with, but out here in the rim, taking risks is a part of life. This reminds me to check the insect infestation southwest of our camp. Compared to our first day here, it seems like there are more insects now. This is something we need to take care of before things get out of hand. Now, it seems like Lucia butchered our third donkey. This yields a lot of meat for Esora and enough plain leather for Lucia's own bedroll. Finally, Lucia will move the bedroll from the outside to our multi-purpose room. I'm sure Meech will appreciate sleeping on a nice bedroll instead of the ground. Looking at Lala's health tab, we see that her immunity has surpassed the progress of the plague. This means that Lala will recover soon and will be up and about in no time. It seems like Lucia moved the bed right when Meech was about to sleep. This forced Meech to sleep on the ground. Waking her up forces her to search for an appropriate place to sleep, and this sends her straight to her new plain leather bedroll. Now, everyone is in our room resting after another day here in the rim. Kim and Meech are a bit more comfy because of their bedrolls. Tomorrow is a new day, and with a lot of food in our storage area, things are looking up here in Esora. And because we've gathered enough plain leather, we can now tell Meech to make another bedroll for Lucia in the morning. I'm sure that everyone is feeling a bit more positive now that we're getting things done here in our humble camp. The next day, Meech is the first one up. She goes to get a simple meal breakfast. We can also see that our rice plants are almost ready to be harvested. And after breakfast, Meech immediately feeds her pet Lala. Now that Lala has been taken care of, Meech is now able to go back to building our large nature shrine. And because this is our biggest single construction yet, I expect Meech to be here for the rest of the day. Lucia is the next one up, and she hauls 40 units of plain leather to her bedroll to be constructed by Meech and stores the remaining leathers in our storage room. Like an ominous event, it started to rain while Meech is constructing our large nature shrine. Eventually, working in the rain will give everyone a move debuff because of being soaking wet. Checking Meech's needs tab, we see several things are affecting her mood. She has very low expectations because our colony is small and simple. Recreation fully satisfied is self-explanatory. initial optimism is because we just landed here in the rim. Her sleep was disturbed because she is sleeping in the same room with other people. And awful barrack is because the room where everyone is sleeping is filthy and only has dirt floors. Kim, working in the rain, is now harvesting our rice field. This is another colony first, being able to produce our own food. I hope this keeps everyone feeling positive even though the rain will eventually make our colonists irritated. Now that we're producing our own food, and because meat spoils quicker than plant food, let's add another bill to cook 4 simple meals prioritizing meat before plants. Cooking resets the expiration date on food, so this is an efficient way to cook, especially because we don't have a freezer yet. We will also not allow insect meat to be used because people will dislike eating meals that uses insect meat. The small clock icon above Lucia's name indicates that Lucia is idle. This means that Lucia has nothing else to do in our colony. This is inefficient and no good in Asora. What we can do is to have her plant hay grass. Hay is typically not used in food, but if mixed with meat, it will become kibble, which is usually fed to animals. Making kibble will prevent Lala from eating our precious meals. Meech continues to build despite the rain, and Lucia now starts preparing the farm area to plant hay grass. After a while, Kim joins in and starts working on our farm. And because the needs of our colonists are slowly increasing, I think it would be best to plant more heel root. And as they say, it's better to have and not need than to need but not have. Probably bored of building the large nature shrine all day, Meech switches to building our plain leather bedroll. Lucia got lucky. The bedroll is also of normal quality. Now let's move the bedroll inside. Hopefully this gets done before nighttime. Checking the anima tree, Meech has successfully grown 1 anima grass. Her schedule of daily meditation by the anima tree yields 1 grass per day. And it seems like the bad omen was true. Lucia got infected with sensory mechanites. This disease is unique to the Rim. Tiny machines enter the bloodstream and heighten senses. This improves manipulation, talking, sight, and hearing. Unfortunately, this also causes pain and increases tiredness. Another thing to note is that treating this with typical medicine will not cure it. It will only decrease the pain. Lucia needs to rest and wait it out, letting her body remove the nanomachines by itself. We see her slowly stumbling around. Good thing that she has her own bedroll to rest in. It seems like one of our patients has pulled through. Lala has developed immunity and will eventually fully recover from the plague. Now, Kim has a new patient in Lucia and she immediately tends to her with herbal medicine. With the pain being managed by the medicine, Lucia is fit enough to grab a bite to eat. Even in pain, Lucia joins Meech in the farm to harvest heel root. Unfortunately, even with the increased manipulation from the sensory mechanites, Lucia's low plant skills made her botch the harvest, destroying the heel root. Lucia slowly walks back to our camp, probably a bit embarrassed, but I do appreciate her willingness to work even if she is sick. The large nature shrine, on the other hand, is nearing completion. I'm sure that Meech is glad to finish this so she could take shelter from the rain. Checking Lucia's health tab, we see that she is in serious pain. This gives her a -10 mood debuff which puts her into a minor mental break risk. it would be best to switch her from herbal medicine to industrial medicine to manage her pain better. And because Lucia is already in a bad mood, and because we don't know when the sensory mechanites will leave her body, I think it would be best to schedule more recreation for her. Hopefully, this keeps her from having a mental break. The day ends with Kim continuing research while Lucia and Meech are fast asleep. This moves Esora a bit closer to being able to construct basic furniture. But for now, everybody needs to rest. Lala is the first one up and she goes straight to our packaged survival meals. This is no good because that's our emergency food. What we can do is to rearrange our meal storage zones and only allow Lala to reach our simple meals. This will prevent her from eating our precious packaged survival meals. Hopefully, once we've grown hay grass, we can prepare kibble so that Lala will have her own food. Let's also not forget to stop Lala from entering the infested cave. And while we're on the subject, I think it's time for Lala to be trained in hauling. Here in the Rim, animals can be taught to do things depending on their trainability. Some can be trained to attack enemies, some can be trained to rescue their masters when they get hurt, and some can be trained to haul things. Because Lala is a very intelligent breed of dog, she can be trained to haul things, and I think her master Meech is the best person to train her. Now that everyone is up, I think it's time to plan some improvements in our camp. As we can see, everyone is sleeping in bedrolls now, but I think the dirt floor is causing the room to look awful. The awful barrack mood debuff is -7, which is pretty substantial. Remember, Lucia is in serious pain and the mood debuff for that is -10. So I think it's time to build wood floors in our multi-purpose room. Not only will this make our room look good, it will also make it clean. Kim immediately hauls wood to the construction site, and I think it would be best to chop down more trees for our new project. And even while in pain, Lucia also helps out by hauling more wood. After researching a bit, Meech goes straight to constructing our wood floors. But I think we made a mistake choosing Meech to be our builder. I think her time is better spent researching, especially because there are so many things we can unlock. I think it would be best for Lucia to be our builder. As of now, her only focus is to cook for just 3 people and that doesn't take very long. Manually changing priorities here, we leave Meech to focus on research while we instruct Lucia to focus on cooking and building. And while we're making renovations, let's also replace this steel door with a wood one. Lucia struggles and wastes materials building our wood floors because her construction skill is only level 2. So, Kim continues hauling wood for Lucia to try again. Meanwhile, it's Meech's meditation time, so she leaves her research table and heads out to the anime tree. With the door being replaced and the last piece of wooden floor done, Lucia finally finishes the renovation. Checking the stats of the room, we see that the room's beauty rating is now -1.7 compared to -3.84 when it had only dirt floors. Also, people will now start sweeping the floor, further improving the room's overall rating. Now, it's good that people are sweeping inside the room, but that's an indication that they have finished everything important they needed to do. So as not to waste time by simply sweeping floors, let's construct an additional small nature shrine by our anima tree. After meditating, Meech starts training Lala. She needs to train Lala to guard first so that Lala will follow her master. Meech uses donkey meat to teach Lala and she needs to be successful 3 times before Lala will learn to follow. After a bit of work, Meech is successful in training Lala for the first time. Meech needs to wait a little bit before she can attempt to train Lala again. Meanwhile, Lucia starts construction on our small nature shrine, and after a bit of work, we see that Kim leveled up her plant skills while harvesting more rice. This means that she can sow, harvest, and chop down trees much faster. It is relatively easy to improve construction and plant skills, but shooting is a bit more difficult. Let's tell Kim and Meech to hunt this rat to practice their shooting skills. Because the rat is fast and small, it would be difficult for them to hit it, forcing them to shoot more and gain more experience. After shooting the rat for a while, Kim leveled up her shooting skill to level 11. Hopefully, this increase in level will result in faster kills. And, as Kim continues the hunt, we are informed that 75 units of meat has rotten away in storage. This is because our food storage room is not a freezer. We can't do anything about it because we don't have the technology yet. This was to be expected, so the only thing we can do is to prioritize cooking meat over cooking the rice that Kim harvested. In the evening, after Meech finishes her nightly meditation, she heads to bed. Lucia is already sleeping due to her sensory mechanite sickness. And Kim does a bit of research before she goes to bed. And with that, I think this is a good time to end our third episode here in Esora. I know this video has been longer than usual, many things have happened. Conditions in our camp is slowly improving, though Lucia has a long way to go before she recovers. Hopefully, our researchers will be able to finish basic furniture soon so that we can make proper beds for everyone. I hope you can join us in our next episode and see what adventures Kim, Lucia, Meech, and Lala will get themselves into. I thank you and I hope to see you in the next video.